Ladies and gentlemen, one of the things that I see posted by some people over and over again in the online forums and in the YouTube comments is the proclamation that GMRS will soon turn into CB radio, meaning that according to these couch-based online experts, any day now we can expect GMRS to degenerate into the useless mess of noise and static that CB radio has become, which, just in case you are a regular person and may not know what CB radio sounds like these days, it sounds like this.
Homeboy told him from the start, don't come and eat him, don't clean him. That's what his homeboy said. I'm still trying to get in.
So basically what these experts have decreed is that very soon every GMRS channel will be overrun with guys in Alabama or Mississippi running 10,000 watt power amplifiers and rambling on for hours at a time about whatever it is that they ramble on about. Basically leaving GMRS as unusable and as useless as CB radio is known to be today. Allow me to take this opportunity to explain why some people are completely wrong when they make this proclamation and why GMRS can never be just like CB radio. First of all, to transmit on GMRS, you must first have a GMRS license, and you must identify who you are by using your GMRS call sign every 15 minutes or so. Whereas on the CB radio, no license is needed. And since nobody would ever use a GMRS radio without a license, and because just like on the hams radio, nobody with a license would ever break any rules, it would be impossible for GMRS to become just like CB radio. And second of all, CB radio operates in the AM radio mode, just like your staticky old AM car radio, whereas the GMRS operates in the FM, which, just like in your car radio, is more smooth and pristine sounding. And although it is true that CB radios are now permitted to transmit in the FM mode, pretty much none of them do. However, probably the biggest reason why GMRS can never become as useless as CB radio is these days is because GMRS, unlike CB radio, has very limited range. Allow me to elaborate. CB radio transmissions, which use very low frequencies around the 27 MHz range, can travel many fars, especially at night, due to what us radio experts refer to as the skips. Those low CB radio frequencies also have very good penetration, so they can get deep into things like buildings and even work their way around hills and forests. So because of the way these CB radio RF electricities travel and bend around the world, when you turn on your CB radio, you are potentially hearing every redneck and every loser from all around the country all at the same time, resulting in a jumbled mess of noise and stupidity. GMRS, on the other hand, operates in the much higher 462 and 467 MHz range, and because of the rules of physics and the science, the GMRS RF electricities cannot do the skips in the same way that the CB radio does, and the GMRS RF electricities get completely blocked by things like mountains, hills, forests, and even houses full of fat people. And because, in general, usually, on average, most of the time, the GMRS RF electricities cannot bounce off of the firmament or curve around the Earth, as the CB radio can, the GMRS RF electricities are limited in fars to only 100 miles or so, and in most cases, much less fars. What I am saying to you right now is that GMRS RF electricities are limited to traveling in what us radio experts refer to as line of sight. Line of sight. This means that generally speaking, most of the time, on average, if you cannot see it, you will not be able to hear it on a GMRS radio, which is far, far different from the thousands of miles of FARs that you can expect in decent conditions with a CB radio. Even if a GMRS radio is squirting out hundreds or even thousands of watts of RF electricities. But of course, because that would be against the FCC's rules, we know that nobody could ever do that. But even if someone was willing to risk the tens of thousands of dollars of monies in fines and the hard jail time risk, if someone took those risks and transmitted on GMRS with hundreds or even thousands of watts due to the previously mentioned line of sight, it would not really make much of a difference. What I am saying to you right now is that due to these immutable facts of science and the laws of physics, it is impossible for the GMRS to ever be just like CB radio, as so many online experts have decreed. And if you follow the science, it will lead you to the inevitable conclusion that these online experts are idiots and should be ignored with extreme prejudice.